everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Ungrownups video transmission. As always, I'm your host Mark, and today we're going to be taking a look at some Transformers Prime Deluxe Class figures. Now, you're probably wondering, Mark, why are you reviewing figures that came out like over a year ago, and why are two of them out of the package? These are all very good questions. They really are. If you guys have not checked out my Autobot, Transformers Prime Autobot review, where we looked at Sergeant Cup and Voyager class Bulkhead and Deluxe class Wheeljack, you'll know that I explained in that video that for the most part I've pretty much, as a whole, just ignored the Transformers Prime line. I just really wasn't that impressed by the figures when they came out. Earlier this year or late last year, whenever it was they came out, I really just wasn't impressed with them. I really love figures that look like they're from animated shows, that look animated. I think that they're great. But when these came out, I was just really disappointed. And so it's really taken me a long time to sort of get into this line, and it was Sergeant Cup that did it. I picked up that figure and was like, maybe I'll pick up a couple more. So I certainly have. Here we're going to be taking a look at a Vehicon, Deluxe Class Soundwave, and I was very lucky to find the first edition Starscream still at my Toys R Us. They actually had a big wave of these come in the last week or so here right before Christmas, and they're actually on sale for like $23 or something like that, which is a pretty decent deal. Saves about $10 picking them up. So yeah, that's why I just now picked them up, and that's why we're just now getting around to reviewing them. So I know that people have been reviewing these figures for more than a year, so I'm sorry I'm late to the game, but yeah, these guys are pretty cool. So I just wanted to take a closer look and share my thoughts with you guys. So let's get these guys out of the way and take a look at Starscream's first edition packaging, because it's actually kind of cool. Okay, here we have first edition Starscream in the package. Sorry, he's getting cut off right here, but it's a really nice piece of artwork of Starscream. I like how it says first edition right there on the side. It's pretty cool, letting us know all that. And really like the name real big across the bottom. It's pretty cool. These first editions did come with a stand. You actually can take this whole bottom piece off and use it as a figure stand. They show you how to do that right there. Pretty cool. And then on the back, you can see some more of the first edition figures. It's Bumblebee, RC. If I come across this guy, I may pick him up. I know he'll be out of scale with the rest of my figures, but I don't know, maybe. I just kind of like him better than the ones we've got now, the deluxe classes that we have now. But then again, this may be the only one I pick up. So there's a big shot of the cast right there. Nice, nice. At my Toys R Us, they only had Starscream, RC, and Dark Energon, Infected Cliffjumper were the only three that they had. So this is going to be the only guy I pick up. So let's get this guy open and out of the package. Okay, so here we have Starscream opened up, and as I said in the previous in the Autobot video, I bought Vehicon and Soundwave on one night after work on my way to class, and so I had some time to kill. So I had already opened them up and checked them out in the truck. So that's kind of why they're already open and out of their package. So, but here we have, you can see them all in scale. I don't think there's any kind of good scale here at all. Of course, this jet would be enormous compared to simply a drone. And then, of course, they, much larger than a car would be. But yeah, they look great together. I love the darker color scheme, the silver, the blue, and the black. So let's look at each one of these guys sort of like individually. Let's get these guys out of the way. And look at Starscream. Looks really cool. I love the different colors here. The blues, the silvers, the grays, the dark grays, the light grays. I'm really glad to pick up the first edition. From what I understand, the newer Robots in Disguise Voyager class version is really tall and out of scale, especially with Megatron. And his vehicle mode looks a little nicer as a jet, but the paint apps are not nearly as nice. It's basically all one color with some slight apps here and there. So I'm really happy to have this version instead of the other. I really don't like this area right here. This very abrupt, we go from very sleek and pointed to this huge bulk right here. I'm not a big fan of that, and you can tell that that's his legs sort of draped underneath. That could be better, and I hear the complaints about these missiles, which you can see are very loose and soft rubber. It'd be nicer if they were painted not all one color, but I don't really care. You know, I'm not going to be too big of a stickler on a vehicle mode, because I'll never display him like this on my shelf. He will probably always be in robot form. So, you know, I'm kind of okay with that. And his nose cone, soft plastic, but not nearly as soft as the underwing missiles. So, looks pretty cool. I dig it. Really happy to have this figure. So, let's move on to Soundwave, my personal favorite. I think he's great on the show. And you know what? I really need somebody to correct me if I'm wrong. But, you know, I'm about around episode 8 or 9 of season 2. And I just can't seem to remember if Soundwave has ever transformed on the show. I don't know if he has. If he has, somebody please put a link down below and to a video on YouTube and show me, because I don't remember him ever transforming. So I don't know if this is what he looks like on the show or not, to be honest with you. I mean, I know he's some sort of spy drone, and I've seen people say he's, you know, like this particular model or this particular model. I don't know. I'm not here to debate the ins and outs of that, but he does look cool. You can see right here, this is Laserbeak, or what they're calling Laserbeak, and he does kind of come off. He just pegs in that little hole right there, and yeah, so to me, yeah, I definitely see the drone. And, you know, as far as non-tape decks are concerned, this is a pretty decent form for him to have, because, you know, as Soundwave, he is sort of the silent destroyer. You know, he is, you know, kind of sneaks around in the background and picks up communique. So him to be a drone, pretty cool. It's a neat idea. And, you know, if somebody were to call this just a Cybertronian jet, I'd be fine with that too. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. Pretty cool. So let's get Laserbeak, or what they're calling Laserbeak, back on him. And all right, moving right along to Vehicon. I really like this mold. This is really cool to me. This almost looks like a retro-inspired sort of futuristic-looking Batmobile. I like this car. I love like all the sharp angles. This guy looks great. I like the little touches of purple here, and Decepticon logo here, and purple you can see on the inside of the windows. Some purple in the background. Of course, you can see lots of little embellishments and robot pieces. You can sort of see where the arms are, and where the legs are, and where the feet are, and if you think those are the feet, ha 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 ha. No, then you can see his head kind of like peeking around in there. This car mode looks great. I really dig this. It looks nice. I'm not a big fan of the MechTech ports. You guys know that. I say that pretty much in every video. But yeah, so I'm not even going to bother snapping his weapons on. It looks silly. They even say you can snap the weapons on here, like in this area, in the instructions. I'm not sure how or why. I can't quite figure that out, but love this car mode. Rolls very nicely, looks very sleek. This is a cool car. And I know he's just cannon fodder. I know he's just a Vehicon, but, you know, if you wanted to call this guy Dead End or something, I wouldn't even care. I mean, if he didn't have such a generic name, if he had a really cool name, you know, I would just be able to, you know, pretend he was just a regular Decepticon and not just fodder for the Autobots to destroy. This guy's got a really cool transformation. You know, I don't ever show those, but he really has a really cool transformation, and I like that you can even sort of raise and lower the spoiler a little bit if you want to. But yeah, this guy looks great. And like I said, you know, their scale is not, you know, when you're dealing with, you know, ground-based vehicles and air-based vehicles, you're not going to have a good scale. You're not going to have a proper scale. But these guys do look great together. So let's get them transformed and check out their robot forms. Okay, and here we have all three of them transformed and in their robot mode. And I gotta tell you, I'm a little disappointed here with the scale between Soundwave and Starscream. They're both deluxe class figures. This is not the Voyager class figure that's new, that's out now. And this is the scale we get. This is not right. From what I understand in the show, from what I've kind of seen, is Soundwave is just a little bit taller than Starscream. So I'm not really happy about that. You do have to sort of like chicken leg Soundwave's legs back. So maybe even if I didn't do that, if I just sort of, you know, left them out at their full height, which I don't think is, you know, accurate to their transformation, he still is a good bit shorter than Starscream. not really happy about that. He's roughly the exact same size as the Vehicon, which I know is not right, considering this show and what they've given us. But all in all that considered, these are three great figures. Let's sort of look at them one at a time. Let's get Soundwave and Starscream. Spoiler: Starscream's my favorite of these three figures. Yeah, he's really cool. I gotta say, I really like this Vehicon Transformer. I really like his robot mode. I love how the way his arms sort of, bend out here to the side. I really like that. I like how you can actually fold his hand back in. You can see here it's supposed to be out. You just rotate it back in and under and clip his rifle right to his arm, so it kind of looks like it's coming out or part of his arm, as opposed to being the hand inside. I really like the striking black and purple. A lot more deep blue and dark purple once you transform him. He looks really good. Again, like I said, if this guy was called something else other than just Vehicon, I wouldn't know he wasn't like a main character, because he just looks so great. I love like the clear detail, the gray detail underneath. Big Autobot symbol right there. Looks really cool. Decepticon symbol, sorry. Head swivel. He just looks great. I love this guy. I'm so glad. I know he could be a peg warmer, but I'm really glad this guy's got some nice detail to him, and he looks really tough. He's a really cool Transformer. I love the detail on this guy. I just can't say that enough. Should not be a peg warmer. This guy should be in everybody's collection. Okay, here we have Soundwave, and Soundwave is by far my favorite Decepticon in any form. I don't care whatever show he shows up in. He has always been my favorite, always will be. And this guy, you have to say, he looks a lot like his cartoon counterpart. The sculpting on his head, very much just like it is like in the cartoon. Looks really cool. I like Laserbeak right here. Very well integrated into his chest. You take him out, his chest really looks empty. I'm just not a fan of the size. I just wish it was I do wish it was larger. I wish he was better in scale with the other figures in the line. Do like his long, spindly kind of arms. As a toy, doesn't really look cool, but knowing how he looks in the cartoon, it works out fine for me. So, great figure. I wish he was taller. Wish he was in scale with Starscream. But it is what it is. So, yeah. All right, let's bring Starscream out. Okay, and here we have my personal favorite of the three, Deluxe Class First Edition Starscream. I really love the different tones of paint, the light gray, the dark gray, the little spots of red and blue. If I did have a single little bitty complaint about this figure, is that I really wish his forehead spike was red and longer. As it is, it's pretty small. I do wish it was bigger and red. May have to paint it. But I love this figure. He's really tall and long and spindly, just like his on-screen counterpart. But his feet stand very well. He's got the side supports, front and back heels, or the front of the foot and then the back of the heel. They all move, and he is able to pretty much get in any kind of pose you want. He doesn't really have a problem, being too top heavy, or you think he'd fall over, but he doesn't. And the cool thing, that's exactly how his feet look on the show. That's really cool. That's not even just how like a conceit they had to make for the toy. I do kind of wish his nose cone kind of folded away, because as it is, it kind of looks like a robo wiener. That's kind of distracting. Now I can't unsee it. And this is really where I wish the rockets were painted, because they just kind of look bland and gray right there on the side. Do like how you can see right here in this area that the back of the jet sort of looks like a jetpack, and that's kind of how he looks on the cartoon. So that's kind of neat. And I like the big wings on his shoulders. Looks really nice. Again, this is just a great figure. Great detailing in here. His head sculpt is spot on, with the exception of that forehead spike. I do wish it was a little larger, and like I said, painted red, and I think it'd be a spot on figure. But size is pretty cool with Vehicon. The scaling is just right, but poor Soundwave, relegated to being the much shorter of the three. And really just not doing this phenomenal character justice. These guys look great. They're three great figures to have together. And, I just may have to add Megatron to the ranks. So yeah, just, all around great figures. This, I think, is a much better figure than the new Robots in Disguise Deluxe Class Starscream, which you can find pretty much everywhere now. So if you have the opportunity, I would get this guy, because the other one is only taller and further, making the juxtaposition of the two scales here even greater. So yeah, I mean, what more can I say? Thank you guys so very much for joining me with this video, and as always, we're going to ask if you dug the video to like, comment, subscribe to our channel, and be sure to check us out at facebook.com/ungrownups, and check out our podcast, which is new every 2 weeks, and you can find that on iTunes just by searching for Ungrownups or checking out ungrownups.com. And until next time, And that's going to about do it for these figures. As always, we're going to ask that if you dug the video, to like, thumbs up, and that's going to about do it for these figures. So, as always, we're going to ask that if you dug the video, just like, comment, or subscribe to our channel. And if you want some more Ungrownups, you can always check us out at facebook.com/ungrownups, or search for our podcast that's new every 2 weeks on iTunes, just by searching for Ungrownups, or check out ungrownups.com. And that's going to do it for now. Until next time.